right, what's going on, guys? This is Out of the Park podcast. I got a special guest for you guys today. This is my boy Jared, aka Snacks. You kind of want to give yourself a little introduction?
Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. My name is Jared, but you can call me Snacks. That's the classic introduction for everybody.
So I kind of want to start off by just understanding why is your nickname Snacks?
Okay, so like I said, when my real name is Jared, right? Like to me, it was so bland, like super duper bland. And I never really had like nicknames growing up from like other people, but I just remember these people who I used to hang out with when I was like probably like 13, 14. Like people who live around me. We used to go to the park all the time, play ball, whatever. And they called me. He was like, "Yo, bro, like you always be trying." we would go to Burger King. They'd be like, "Oh, you always trying to get some food, so we're gonna start calling you Snacks." I'm like, "All right, cool," but it was just like a joke. And then just one day, I remember in ninth grade, I was like, "Jared, man, corny, like that's super corny." So I'm just tell people start calling me Snacks, and it's like, it's taking off, like by its own self, just like. You know, like we was talking beforehand, there's people who don't even know my real name. It's like, how? Like people to think that my name is Snacks is like, you'd be like, what? Like, what are you?
I mean, it would be a pretty cool name to have that was your first name. Like I feel like professional wise it's not as cool, but like just being in like the setting that we're in, like college and everything, I feel
Yeah.
like it's pretty fire to have that type of name.
I feel like not many people, like when you go to college, nobody really has nicknames anymore. Like, or if it's like a nickname, it's like the person's name abbreviated, and that's just it.
It's just kind of boring like that. But like you had a nickname since you said ninth grade, this pretty much started around there.
Yeah, like the end of my ninth grade, like people really, I'll be like, "Yo, you can call me Snacks," and people be like, "Ah, that's funny. Like you gonna say your name Snacks?" I'm like, "Yeah, like that's my nickname. You can call me that." But people would still call me Jared. So that was the one thing. But then when I transferred schools and I went to ANC, it's a school called Academy of New Church, right? Went there to play football, and it literally was like I would tell people, "Hey, my name is Jared, but you can call me Snacks," and then everybody just kept calling me Snacks. And I was like, "Oh."
So did you kind of think that it was gonna catch on as much? No, you
Not,
thought-
not at all. I just thought like, oh, it's a nickname. Like, not many people really call me that, but almost everybody.
yeah. Now it seems like you can walk around campus, everyone knows you by Snacks. So it's like
Like,
it kind of just stood there.
it's so crazy because it's like there's people who there's people who like I meet their parents and their parents call me Snacks and I'm like,
Dang.
yeah, I'm Snacks.
It's still a pretty fire nickname. I mean, it's something that, I mean, obviously I would imagine that you're proud by it. It's a pretty fire nickname.
I try. Like my main thing is like I always say is like I just make Snacks look cool. Like that's it. Because there's a lot. Look, if you do your research, there's a lot of people with the nickname Snacks.
Really?
So me, I just try to carry the torch.
Yeah.
Carry the torch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you were the first person I actually knew that was nicknamed Snacks. Like, I never really heard that
Yeah.
before. But, like, I do get what you're saying when you say not very many people have nicknames anymore. It's usually, like, all my nicknames are usually my last name. Like, they'll just call me by my last name. So it's not really a nickname. It's my given name. So it's, like, it's not as interesting as Snacks, which is it's very cool for you, actually.
I mean, look, I ain't do it to be cool. I just did it to be different. Honestly, I just did it to be different. But yeah.
So what's life like beyond college?
So, as like I hate using the term college graduate, but it's like as a college graduate, you know, I've known you for what, like 2 years, like before graduation, I know you for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's like you never really think about what life is like outside of school because 90% of us we've done school our whole lives from some 3, some 4 to well, you 22, 23, 24, 25, some people. So it's like when you are in that constant cycle of school, it's hard. It's hard for some people to really grasp like what is going on around me outside besides me just going to school, you know?
Yeah.
But I would say biggest thing, no matter what anybody's doing, like this is why I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform. But it's like just grind. If you want to do something, grind. Like that's the biggest thing. Is just grind, put the time in, understand that sometimes like it's delayed gratification. Like the work you put in now is not going to show, but the ones that know, and then it's just building
100%.
from there.
Yeah, I know, like, since starting this and everything, obviously my teammates are involved. Everyone around campus kind of knows that we have a podcast. And you were probably named the most out of everyone.
For real?
Everyone was like, yeah, you got to get snacks on. I'm like, yeah, man, like, I totally got it. And then you had texted me about it, and we kind of just tried to find a date that worked. And, like, I'm so glad that this was able to work finally and everything.
Definitely. But it's like for the listeners at home, this is really our first like one-on-one like conversation. Like, oh, it was good. Like,
Yeah.
feel me? But it feels like we've known each other for a long time though. Even though it's not like we were in the same circle, we knew each other.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I definitely like see you all around campus. I mean, obviously not now, but like my freshman year, like I met you and everything like that, but I never really got to know you fully.
Yeah.
And like that's why I'm kind of grateful for this. Like I can sit down and talk to you and then also share it with everyone else out there.
Yeah, no cap. Because, and look, we said, I talked about this off camera. Like, I want to start a podcast as well. So it's like me, I want to go on different platforms, especially people who I'm closer to, get on their platforms and, you know, get my digital footprint, but also learn game from y'all. Like just seeing not precautions, but everything that goes into the production of it, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot that goes into it, but I will say you start a podcast, it most likely will be very successful. Just because I know the type of person you are. Like, I've seen your TikToks, hilarious. I've seen all the dancing videos, everything like that. Like, you're genuinely funny. So it's like, I feel like a podcast is totally up your alley.
Yeah, my thing is I'm very into sports. This is how we'll transition into our friendship. Like I'm very much so into sports. Like going to Albright was one of them things where, like, all right, I'm gonna tell you about my overnight, right? So boom. Ironically, the day before I went to Alvernia on overnight, and it was like, okay, cool. And I seen mad people who went to Albright. That I'm thinking like this is like some Alvernia stuff. Like I'm in 12th grade, like, you know. But then I go to Albright the next day, so I got to be at Albright probably like 11:30. I get there at like 11:30, and then we go to the basketball game. They're playing Leb Val, and I'm just like, man, like it's the stadium. Like anybody who's came to Albright or knows about Albright, like the basketball gym is like, yeah,
It's legit. It's crazy.
yeah. And plus, like the game, just the atmosphere of it, and that's what hooked me on to wanting to come here. I didn't even go to a football game or anything. I just like was like, okay, yeah, I want to come here, and I came to a camp and stuff. But
Yeah. So you played football and everything. Did you play any other sports?
talking about when I was younger or now.
Either one. I mean, obviously, like you're into
not
rugby.
now,
Yeah.
but when I was at Albright.
Yeah. I mean, you could go. Like, did you play any sports before Albright, and kind of what you did at Albright?
Okay, so before Albright, like I said, I went to A&C. I played football and I played baseball at A&C. So this is why also our connection with baseball. And then when I came to Albright, I was recruited here to play football. Played football for 1 year. Really just lost the love for it. And then I started playing rugby, but rugby kind of just happened. Like it was like, you know, not out of nowhere, but it was like once I got into it, I understood it. And then, you know, it's just like playing any other sport. It's just a little rougher, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely like seen you guys play rugby and everything. I've seen videos all over of different people playing rugby, and it's definitely an interesting sport. I don't understand it because I don't play it, obviously, but I know there are some kids that were on your team that are trying to get me to play, and it's just, I mean, I never played football growing up.
the recruiting is that's the biggest thing. Is just the recruiting aspect of it, because it wasn't even like I really got recruited. It more so was like, I knew that we had a rugby team. I just didn't know who they were. And then I stopped playing football, and then, you know, somebody found me.
Just kind of naturally picked it up because it's so similar to football.
Yeah, it really is similar, but the difference is, one, you got to pass the ball backwards, and two, there's people like me who get the ball. So it's like an offensive lineman in football just blocks. There's no blocking. It's like it's one against 15 anytime somebody touches the ball. after that, or like when you're on defense, it's like 15 versus 15. You know? So,
Yeah. So this might be like a little stupid question, but have you, while playing rugby, have you ever trucked someone over? What is
Yes.
that feeling like?
Like I said, when I played football, I never understood like when wide receivers and running backs like they run and like they make the plays. It's like, oh yeah, he made the play because you're the offensive lineman and you're just like in the trenches. But when the first time I ran somebody over, I was like, yo, like I really did that because I'm a bigger guy, but it's like I never understood the ethics of athleticism. So also shout out Coach Madison, man. Coach Madison at ANC, he really helped me with playing rugby because he made all his offensive linemen like athletic, just doing lots of running, and I think most of the people that play O-line played two sports too.
So would you say that you enjoy playing rugby more than you do football now?
Yeah, because it gives me the opportunity to keep playing, and it's like the rugby game doesn't change like how football changes. Like football is always a constant change, and rugby is same rules, same playing field, just maybe different people on the team. That's it.
Yeah. So would you have ever kind of do you kind of think that you would have rather started playing rugby earlier on in your life, or are you kind of glad the route you took?
Only reason I say a little bit is because maybe I could have, gone like a little higher division wise, but honestly, I wouldn't even say that. I'm happy that I had the athletic journey I did, but the sport I really miss playing is baseball. Like baseball is like one of them games where it's like if you really understand it, and it's like you don't even have to understand it fully. You just have to understand the basic minimal rules of how to play and how to get around the game. Like it's a fun game to watch.
Yeah. And I know you always approached me around campus and everything, telling me you were gonna play. How come? Why didn't you try out?
Well, rugby, but really just like I don't know. In my opinion, y'all got it. Like, my time is coming past, and it's like same thing with football. It's like people be like, "Why don't you play football again?" I'm like, my time is coming past. Time for me to do something different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 100%. What position did you play in baseball?
I played catcher, first base, and everything in the outfield.
Dang, I can never catch. Catching is definitely one of the hardest positions. It's definitely
Playing catcher helped me become a good offensive lineman. So, but that was it because I knew I had like a good twitch off first movement. But catcher was bad for my knees, and then I stopped playing catcher and played first base. So
were you the power swinging first baseman?
in my age group, yeah, but it was I was playing like 18U when I was like 14.
Jeez.
But I was playing with my local team though. Like I was playing with my local club and like rec league, and I would just be playing 18U.
That's
so it was
crazy.
like when I was going up against kids my age, it was like. But then once I got to high school, it was like I was still the same player, but that first year I played when I went to ANC, I felt like the game was a little bit different because I'm going against kids who like play travel ball and do this, and it's like, what if I had the facilities to do that? Would I have wanted to do that? Yeah, but it's just football chose me.
Yeah.
As much as I love baseball, it's like Deion said, it's like football is like my wife, but baseball is like that was the side.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I guess it's kind of switched for me. Like I always liked playing the backyard football, everything like that, but baseball was my wife for however many years I've been playing now. So it just kind of stuck with me, but I never wanted to. Actually, I can't even say I never wanted to. I wanted to play, but my parents were scared I would get injured.
So they never playing
football.
Okay.
They never wanted me to play football, and I regret not playing. But at the same time, I get what they were saying because baseball's my passion, so I've been excelling at it. So it's been.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't play football because I see all you guys out there be hitting people. I feel like it's way more injuries and everything.
It's like if I would have been able to really choose baseball choose me over everything, yeah, I would have stuck with baseball. But
would you ever join a men's league?
For baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, but rugby really got my heart though. It's like it's of all ages. Like even playing in the summer, right? Like I see people who are probably like not even twice my age, but maybe like 6 to 10 years older than me, and they still playing. Dang. And it's like, bro, it don't matter how hurt you get, you always come back stronger. So, you know, and it's fun. It's literally like it's like an environment. It's like you know the people that watch like Harry Potter, that are so obsessed with Harry Potter. That's how rugby is, like American rugby.
Yeah.
So,
Are you trying to like go further in rugby, like maybe play for like a?
Yeah, it's just, research and figuring it out. But right now, I'm playing with a team in Philly, the Northeast Irish. But I didn't play this year because I was injured in the summer. I just needed to, step away from the game and get life in order. Like you said, just getting things in order after school. Because it's like, when you're in that process for so long, you just like, you kind of know what the next step is. It's just more school, but nah. Once you graduate, it's like, okay, I have to put my feet on land, and I gotta figure this thing out. But I think the biggest misconception that most people have right now is like figuring it out right now. And one thing I've learned is like you have to take it day by day. Day by day is like the hardest thing for us as young people who have so much access to understand, but day by day, I'm telling you, like, even if it's like the biggest thing I've heard, even if you do 1% a day, like that's 99% more that you didn't do. Like you understand what I'm saying?
No, I totally get what you're saying.
I messed up that analogy so bad.
No, you're good. I mean, I totally get what you're saying, and I do think about like life beyond college and everything. I mean, I'm only a junior, so I have 2 years left.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's like, man, like once I'm done here, it's like I gotta actually start doing stuff outside of like my normal routine. Like I've been going to school for the last however many years. It's like you're in that kind of mode of, okay, you go to school, you go to class, you do everything. You really don't have to worry about like making a living all the time. And I think that's the biggest thing you have to worry about when you get out of college.
But like I said, it's like you understand that though. It's like, you come from a set of people who've taught you like, you go to school, and from school you use your education to get the money. But it's like, it's the grind. Like the grind is in everything. Like even right now, the little stuff like, oh, you got to do homework. It's 11:59, and I don't know if I'm gonna turn the homework in, and you knock it out, like, and you just turn it in. That's going to help you more than you not doing the assignment.
100%. Yeah, you're always grinding in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's obviously it's different when you're out of college and everything like that, but you're always grinding at some point in your life, and it's like the more you grind, the better your life's gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of us, like, even people who are like my age right now, a lot of us, like, they so focused on being outside. It's like, man, going outside is cool, but there's always some money to make somewhere. Like, even if it's like this, like, I want to learn how to go outside and make money. Like, like how to be outside, have fun, and make money at the same time. So.
Yeah, I mean, money's definitely the key to like, in my opinion, I think money's like the biggest thing. Like, you can, like, I know a lot of people my age, like, they're worrying about like parties, they're worrying about girls, everything like that. I'd much rather put my time and effort into going out there, like making this type of content, making money, everything like that, rather than having to worry about the temporary things, most likely.
For sure. And it's not even like the temporary, like superficial things. It's more so just like, we have this mindset of like, we're young. Like, we're young. I can do it tomorrow. But when you graduate and you realize, like, I'm not old, but like I can use this time to make sure the future is better for me when I'm old. Like, I could do all this stuff in the future. Like, why would you not? Like, if somebody told you today, like, okay, you're gonna graduate in 2 years, all you gotta do is put 5 years of just hard work and of just staying down and doing what you gotta do, and you can be wherever you want to be.
No, that
Would you do it? Like if somebody
100%. Yeah, it would be definitely an easy, not an easier way. The process would be very hard, but I feel like in the end, you look back, it's like, wow, that was pretty easy. But unfortunately, that's not how it always goes.
Exactly. But it's also because you're looking at it as like, okay, I know once my 5 years is up, something's going to happen. But what's going to happen, I don't know. But it's like, as long as you are learning, it's like baseball, right? Like we was talking about this off camera too. Like you practicing right now, going up against one of the best hitters on your team. So you're not going to become a better pitcher?
Yeah, you definitely
me?
are. Yeah, that's what I mean. I love being competitive, and I love, like, in the off season, I pick, obviously, like, my teammates that I get along with and everything. They're dogs. Like, all the guys I face in the off season are all dogs. Like, I face throughout the year. Like, all of my teammates bring something different to the table, and it's like I'm getting better each time I go out there. So it's like you can kind of apply that to life. Like, there's always going to be someone that's higher than you or making more money than you. You see what they're doing, you're trying to, like, do what they're doing, you're trying to build yourself, everything like that. You're going to learn something from them. You're going to learn something about yourself. And I think that's, like, the key thing is, like, you have to realize that, yeah, you could be like the Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. But I feel like at the same time, he's also put in so much work.
Exactly.
He's definitely
that
looking.
People don't even, like, that we may never even know, but the work is there.
Oh, yeah. Like, it on the outside, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, like, he's got money. He can do whatever he wants. This guy is a pure genius with what he's doing. He's always come up with different ways to make money, improve everything. So, like, it's just like his mindset's different than a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's not even that. It's like I previously said. It's like what he's doing outside of him being this rich and famous person that's helping him not even maintain his lifestyle, but the work that he's putting in to, be the figure that he is within the space that he's in. So
Yeah, because he's not working your traditional 9 to 5. He's
Facts.
putting in way more than 40 hours a week. He's probably close to working like 18 hours a day, everything like that. Like,
a person that's consistently like this.
You don't have time to really sleep when you have so much to do. And I think if you enjoy that grind, do it. It's so great. Like, yeah, in college, like, I don't get a lot of sleep, but I make my time like kind of worth it. Like, I'm doing stuff with my podcast. I go film videos for baseball outside of that. So it's like, yeah, I don't sleep a lot, which is very bad, but it's
and look, I'm telling you, like when you're done, then you can sleep a little bit. Like, but some people, they still sleep right now. You just gotta, you feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to get out that funk and really just, hit the job, which everything with 110 every day.
100%.
Because, things are always gonna come your way if you consistently looking to better yourself.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great mindset to have. So this is the big question for me.
Okay.
How are you with the ladies? I feel like you gotta have like a high amount of riz with these ladies.
I'm not the riz guy.
No?
Nah, I would say I understand them. Like, I have a lot of female friends, and I have a sister, a mother, a niece, and a grandmother. So it's like, the women that love me, I love them back. You feel me? I'll put it in that way. The women that love me, I love them back.
Yeah. So have you, this might be like kind of like a different question. Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yes.
Wow, that's more than I've
She
had.
went to school here. But I mean, like, okay. So what's the follow-up question to that? Like, what's the question you got about that?
Just
love?
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, this might be a difficult question. Do you believe in love?
I would say yes. I believe love is a thing, but it's not something that you could put a time on. You feel me? Love is something that's like, it finds you. You can't put a time on it, because once you start putting a time on it, then that's when things like, things switch completely. Where it's like, okay, first couple months, everything goes. It's like people talk about, like, it's in stages. My thing is, if you really feel in a person and that person is yours, like, everything is going to stay the same. It's going to be like happiness every time that y'all see each other, or every moment that y'all are together. Like, it's going to be something. But it's not, and it's something that you have to, like, be there you have to be 100% there, because if you're like 50% there one day and then 100% there the next day, it's like, you know, it's like putting water in a cup. Like you fill the cup up one day and the cup is full, then the next day the cup is only half full and you're thinking the cup is full.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean that's kind of where I've never had a girlfriend, but I think I'm at the point where I can't say that I can give 100% every day, therefore I don't want to get into anything.
Yeah.
Which I see a lot of is like there's a lot of people that like they necessarily think that they need to have that one person. And like I feel like I'm good by myself right now. Like I'd much rather build my bank account. I'd much rather build myself and then have to worry about that down the road.
It's not even that. It's more so like, you know, a switch goes off in your head where it's like, depending on your situation of how you and this girl or whoever you entangle with falls in love. It's like I said, it's all about how much you guys put into each other. Like that's the biggest thing, because like you said, guys like me, we're busy all the time. Like not even that because I work or whatever. It's just I'm never like just chilling. Like if I'm just chilling, that's the only time that I'm chilling. But for some people have more time to just be like, you know, I could chill. Like nah, I'm very goal driven, and you know, I see myself being somewhere someday. I don't know where, but just being somewhere. And, you know, some people could take that time of right now of like, you know, falling in love, lovey-dovey. That's cool, but it's like, you know, you got to find somebody that's willing to build with you. If you're not really trying to, like, build, then, you know,
Yeah, I never rule out anyone. Like, I'm always, like, if, like, something happens, it happens. So it's, like, I'm not going to ever say, like, no, I'm definitely not, like, I'm going to shut everything down. I don't want to make, like, a connection with someone. But, like you said, like, I'm similar to you. I'm goal-driven. Like, I have goals in life I want to be able to accomplish. And if along the way someone comes along and it all kind of, like, matches up, like, perfect. But I'm never going to be the type of person that's going to go look for it. Because when you look for it, I feel like that's when all the bad comes out.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's not something that everyone understands. Like, it's such a special concept that I don't think you can really go looking for it.
You can't hammer the nail. Like, it's like you have to. Everybody's experience of love is different. Whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, it's like, you know, anytime somebody falls in love with somebody, it's always that beginning stage of like, you know, you wanted each other. And so for some people, that stage continues throughout the whole relationship. And then for some people, it stops for a little bit and then may have to part ways and then maybe come back together. You know, people have their own situation. So it definitely varies by dilemma.
Yeah. No, I mean, just based on the people, honestly. Like, there's people that, like, I've seen, like, there's obviously been people that are very successful and they have found that one person.
Yeah.
And, like, you can do both at the same time. Like, you don't necessarily need to only have your goals and everything, but, like, I feel like having a girlfriend, it does take a lot of time off of your day. Sometimes, I would say, not every day. Like, I'm more of the person that I don't necessarily need to see my girl every single day, 24/7. You got to have that kind of the switch where it's like, okay, we're going to hang out this day. The next day I'm going to go chasing all my bags and everything.
Yeah. I didn't have, like, that. I would say that was my downfall, was time management. Like, my time management skills. And you know who told me my time management skills are? Was my mother. She's been telling me this my whole life. But my time management skills is horrible. It's like I be on 110, like, trying to move and do everything at one time. That is, like, you know, the main thing, that's like the most important thing, you forget about it because it's like you just trying to just living life, like figuring out things on your own, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I never really realized how bad my time management skills were until I came to college, just because you have so much freedom now where you're not with your parents every day. You pretty much can choose if you go to class. You can choose pretty much your whole day when you're in college, and it's like you have deadlines at the end of the day, and it does prep you for the real world where you're going to work and you have certain things you have to get done at a certain time. So college is a very big thing, and I wouldn't say college is for everyone, because there are some people that don't have the best time management skills, but they're able to go to the workforce and kind of just make that adjustment super fast.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Like, I have a bunch of homies, even from ANC, and even that I went to Northeast with, like public school with. You know, sometimes really for some people all they need is that high school degree, and then they'll find out like, okay, I want to do this, and they'll just put their all into it. But you know, sometimes people who have like a structured plan, or you know, they have things planned out of like what they want to do. I feel like college is like that extra step to get you to the next level. Because it's like sometimes, you know, you've seen it, bro. You play sports, but not even just in sports, but like you see kids coming to college, and then it's like, you know, they were this way when they were 18, and then 19 they grow up a little bit, and then 20 they grow up. It's like that's what it is. It's a growing. It's like it's a place where people grow educationally, but here it's different though, because it's not like growing educationally for sure, but I feel like more so you're growing because a lot of people have never been anywhere, like never been anywhere. So
No, I mean, life's definitely difficult. Like, you're always getting different, like, as a baseball analogy, like, you're getting curveballs thrown at you all the time. So it's like, you can have, like, that set plan, like, this is what you want to do by this age, everything like that. Will it happen? The majority of the time, most likely not. But, like, you're always going to run into some sort of problem, and it's how you kind of figure that out, and how do you, like, kind of use that as motivation and build off of it is how you're going to be successful in life. And it's, but like, yeah, I mean, like I've heard a lot is people say everyone's here, this is their first time living. So like, yeah, you're going to make mistakes, and like everyone has to be lenient with you, but it's also, how are you going to take those mistakes and build on your life, and how are you going to learn from them to make yourself better and the people around you better at the same time?
it's like, how are you going to turn a loss that you may think is a loss into a win? And it's back to what we was talking about, like, do I think love is real? It's like, you know, sometimes you take a L in a relationship, or you take a L in, like, you know, having a crush with somebody. Just even that is like, you can still turn it into a W. Like, heartbreak is, it could be make or break, but if you let it break you, you just like, you're not lost, but you're lost. Like, just being honest. I'm just being honest.
No, yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I've never been through heartbreak, but I can see like people, there's different types of people and how they deal with heartbreak. Like, some people, they'll take it and they'll improve themselves. Like, they'll go to the gym, they'll go do everything they can to make money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And then there are some people that will let it affect them so much that like,
let it eat them.
Yeah. And I think like there's no wrong way to solving a heartbreak, but I think the more beneficial way is taking it as a life lesson. Like, you got to go get that bag. You got to improve yourself. Like, someone's going to come along at some point and it's going to change your world. Like, you're going to fall in love again. Like, it's not like a one and done type thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that most people never understand either, is like, you know, this person could have been your first love, but you have your entire life ahead of you. Like, that's literally what I tell people, because somebody in my life told me that, like, went through a similar situation I did, not really, but, you know, they broke up with somebody, and they're like, you know what, like, just remember, don't let the situation eat you. Like, you know, use it as motivation to just, you know, do what you got to do and just keep growing. Because that's the biggest thing, is like, you know, when you're at the stage in your life where you're in college and you're like, you feel like you don't really have any achievements until you get that that degree. Once you get the achievements that you're waiting to get, you have to always, you know, keep shooting to get other achievements. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me?
It's even like the simple achievements, like they all build up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just like if you save money, like you're saving little bits of money, at the end of the day it's gonna build up and you're gonna have so much more. It's just like the more achievements you have, obviously you're gonna be more successful. But like you also have to think about the lessons that you're learning from those achievements.
For sure.
It's like baseball, where like I can go out and play a game, I can have a bad outing. I'm gonna obviously right after I'm done go back and like kind of watch film and see how I could have improved. But you can apply that to life, where if you have something going wrong, you can go right back up to it and just build off of it.
Nah, that's literally, I would say baseball is like the game of life, where it's like, how many times in a game or in any sport where it's like you fail most of the time and you still have fun and you win, you know? Like sometimes when you like really playing a good baseball team and it's like, you know, you have those slumps or you have those games where you just don't hit like you're supposed to hit, but there's always the next game. There's always the next pitch. There's always the next play. You know, it's really one of them games of like any moment the momentum could shift.
Yeah, no, and that's why I love sports so much, because it can teach you so much about life.
Yeah.
Whether you notice it now or you realize it later, like you have failures and you can apply it all to life. Everything you do, practice, games, everything is gonna make you a better person. It's gonna help you stand out in life.
Yeah.
And that's why I love to encourage people to play sports at a young age. Like, even if you don't like it in the moment, at some point you're gonna realize that really did help me in life.
Play every sport. Like a lot of kids, they'll never have that feeling of, because even though like you didn't play football, you definitely played baseball. Do you play any other sports?
I played in like middle school, high school. I played a little bit of basketball, and I tried wrestling a little bit, but it just was not my thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like kids after us, they want to be like, okay, I want to go to NFL. I'm gonna just be a football player. Like, nah. If you think about it, a lot of the people who are in the pros, they've played more than one sport.
100%. Because each sport kind of builds a skill set that you can apply to your main sport.
Yep.
Like, you're gonna learn different lessons. You're gonna learn stuff about yourself that can benefit you. So like in my instance, like I could have played football. I would have probably learned a lot more, and it probably would have applied and made me a better baseball player. But instead of just focusing on baseball. But I mean, like I said, it's a regret definitely not playing more sports, and I think everyone should try every sport if they can.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely helps you with just everything in general.
But I was gonna say, but look, we're gonna talk about baseball for sure. But to answer your question, yes, I believe love is real, and I love the ladies that love me. Whoever's watching it, hi, how you doing? Like, but yeah.
So what would you say is like, so if you were talking to your younger self, what bit of like advice would you give him?
I would say probably work a little harder and understand delayed gratification, because that's what a lot of life is delayed gratification. Because I would say when I was younger, I didn't even like really take in the moments that I was living, because I just lived like a achievemental, like, okay, even though I might not be the best football player on earth, like I'm gonna live my life to the best. You know what I'm saying? So, and then in high school, I lived in a dorm, so it was like I was really just school. So it's like, you know, take every moment in. But when I was in high school, I never really took every moment in. It was like, of course, football, I took that in because, you know, it helped me get to here. But other than that, it's like, man, I never really, even when I came here, it's like a lot of the times I was here, I didn't really take it in. But if I had to say that, I would just be like, just work harder and, you know, enjoy the moments. Work harder, enjoy the moments, and understand delayed gratification.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's, like, you always have to kind of live in the present. Like, I know a lot of people, they're always, like, worried about what they're going to do tomorrow, what they're going to do with the rest of their lives, but you're living in the prime time where you're able to learn so much. And if you take it for granted almost, like the last 2.5 years have flown for me in college.
Yeah.
And when I first stepped on campus, I was like, man, this can be the longest 4 years. Now it's like, it's almost over.
Did anybody, like, when you first came to school, did they say the infamous words to you? It's like, it's going to go by fast.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's going to be fast. And then you're like, man, I just did high school. High school seemed mad slow, mad long. And then now you like, damn, I'm about to be a junior. Like,
yeah, I never really put into perspective how fast life actually has been moving.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, like, I'm almost 21 soon, and it's like 21 years is crazy. It feels like I was just like really young yesterday. It's like life moves fast, but I also can look back and say I've accomplished so much that I enjoy, but I have so much more to accomplish with the rest of my life. And but yeah, I mean, just living in the present's a big thing, because like there's all these simple memories that you're going to remember for the rest of your life that maybe in the moment you didn't think were so big, but they really did influence you, and you really are going to appreciate the people that you're around and all of the things that you guys did together, even if it's just like this, just sitting here talking, like
Yep.
you're going to appreciate it in the end because you made that connection and you actually got to know everyone, everything like that. So it's
The biggest thing that I've learned is like, even just now, like going through life and like, you know, we all go through hardships or we go through ups and downs of life. Not depression or anything, but just life throwing you curveballs, like you said, life throwing different things at you. You just learn that like, hey, as long as I stay at it, think something's gonna come from it. Like, you know, you may not know now why you're doing it, but later on, like, you know, the results will show.
Yeah, 100%. So kind of the last thing I wanted to get into, your style. Obviously, I mean, I love everything you have on it. Like, it's super unique. So you kind of want to just go over like everything behind it.
My style, I would say, is unique. It's different. Like, one thing that I hate about fashion right now is like people try to look like the mannequin, or like they try to get what's hot. Me, I just cop what I like to cop. Like these pants, 101, shout out Above Garden. This hoodie is like a regular brand, but not many people know the brand. It's Create Valuable Memories. Shout out to them. But shout out to Above Garden though, because, you know, we locked in. I got a thrifted shirt and the thrifted beanie. But yeah, I would say I'm not vintage, but like I just know how to put the pieces together.
Yeah, I don't. I'm the total opposite. I wear Under Armour, pretty much like the basic, like younger style. I've never really gotten into like worrying about my style that much. It's definitely something that I would like to get further into, but like it's not something that I'm huge on.
You just gotta just one day, you know, just see how you could put different clothes together. Like that's the biggest thing that I see, especially not even in the thrift community or just in the vintage community. It's more so just like when people post on Instagram, they just try different stuff. Like if they had this fit on the like the picture before, they go and try and pop out with a different picture, like different fit for the picture.
So have you always been stylish?
Not at all. Like that's the crazy thing about me. Like anybody who has known me, they could tell you like I didn't have a lick of style. Like I thought that I was stylish. I might have thought like, okay, like what I threw on was cool, but like nah. I had to learn how to become stylish, but make my own way, and not be like, oh, I want to get that because that person got it.
Yeah.
But
when did you kind of like incorporate? Like when did you kind of get your own style?
I would say my junior year, like just understanding how to put the pieces together. Like I would say, like when I was in high school and stuff, like my biggest thing for me is sneakers. Like in high school, all my friends had like Jordans and like different like sneakers that they would wear. Me, I wore Vans. I swear, I had like 8 pairs of Vans, and I thought like I was the coolest like, kid. But it's like, you know, that's how you start your style though. It's like whatever you think is hot, you rock with what you rock with. And like not even to talk bad on Vans, because Vans are still a sturdy shoe. Like you can rock the Vans with some slacks, with some sweatpants. Like it's a good shoe. But you know, not me now thinking about it is like, man, like if I'd have just learned like knew how to put things together a little bit more, I might be a little bit more advanced now. But I feel like I'm good where I'm at though.
Yeah.
Little pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely kind of behind because I've been wearing Nike Roshis since probably like high school.
They don't understand how the Roshi run really had everybody in a chokehold. 2016, 2017. They wasn't there for that. They wasn't there for that.
Which is kind of crazy because like when they were really big, I didn't even wear them. Like I was wearing like I don't even know what I was wearing, but like now it's like not very many people wear them anymore, and I'm rocking them every day. So it's like it's a great shoe. It's not like the super expensive shoe. It's kind of it's like a basic setup, and they're pretty cheap. Like I cop them for a pretty pretty cheap and everything. So it's like,
So now, because you said you don't know what to do, so now you just figure out, like, you challenge yourself. Okay, so I'm rocking the Roshis every day. How can I put different fits together with the Roshis? And you start from there.
yeah.
Like, it's not about going out and buying the clothes. It's about having the vision with the clothes that you buy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice when you see like people out there, they're spending like hundreds of dollars, but like I don't care enough about a fashion to spend that much money on it, because you can kind of make your own style out of anything cheap.
Yeah.
Like thrifting, for example, like you can go buy stuff that it's like pretty cheap and make it your own, and I feel like that holds more value than going out and buying like Gucci that's like $500.
I mean, how I look at it is like, for the people who if you got it, you got it. Like, do that, because, you know, some of us come from places where it's like, okay, I don't have the facilities to be like, okay, I can get this and get that whenever I want. But as you get older, you start realizing, okay, I can go out and do that. I can do those things. But thrifting, for anybody that really wants to get into fashion, thrifting is the best way. And you can literally create your own style off of thrifting. And you don't even have to tell anybody that it's thrifted. But also, another big thing that you said, like, spending money on clothes, like, like, for example, these pants, bro. These pants was a good, like, I spent a good amount on them. But it's one of one, though. It's like, you know, would you rather go spend $50+ on a one-on-one piece that you could have forever, or go spend like $100 on a shirt that you only wear out to go look fly in, you know?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense, because there are people that they'll buy like certain shoes that they're only gonna wear like maybe once or twice a year. So it's like, what's the point of that when you can go buy stuff that's like maybe the same price, but you're gonna be able to wear it all the time?
Yeah, and people gotta wear their clothes. I feel like now a lot of people don't be wearing their clothes. Well, I mean, I would say when you're in college, you don't really have to get like super duper fly to go to class. Sometimes I would challenge myself to try and put a fit on, but it's like most of the time walking around slides, pajama pants, or sweats, and a hoodie, and I'm hitting the road going to class. But some days I throw it on maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the styles in college are definitely not as, like, there are people that do really try to put a lot into their styles, and there are some people that just like can just show up to class in like pajamas and everything. So it's kind of unique, because you don't really need to have a certain style in college. You can kind of rock with whatever you got, and it's gonna be
everybody
respected.
gonna judge you.
No.
You just do what you gotta do. As long as the main thing stays the main thing, that's the main thing.
100%. So that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have any for me?
What was the main thought? What was the main thought behind the podcast? Like, what made you be like, all right, I'm about to just do it?
So obviously the podcast is me and my best friend. He couldn't be here, obviously, but the main thought was
we're gonna spin back. We have to definitely.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely got a table when everybody's here.
100%. So kind of like, I guess I obviously watched YouTube videos, everything like that. Like, I love watching different content, but I also try to stay off social media as much as I can, which is a big thing. So I guess kind of around like COVID era, when everyone was kind of at home and everything, just watching YouTube. Like I watched Nelk a lot. Like I love them. I love their content, and they started their podcast, and like it was just so interesting how they're able to meet so many different people. And one thing that I struggled with growing up is like talking to people and making that connection. So it was like, I was a very quiet kid. I didn't necessarily like going out talking to random people, but now it's like, it's kind of my job. So like it helped build my social skills. So I guess kind of the reasoning behind starting this was, it was something that me and my best friend had talked about for a while, and it kind of got pushed in the back because life got in the way, everything like that. And then there was just one day where we both kind of decided that, hey, we're going to actually start this. And for a while, there was a lot of people that they're like, yeah, you're not going to start this. You've been talking about this forever. But we did start it.
When I seen it on TikTok, and the one clip that I sent you that I seen, I was like, yo, I got to be on here. Because I was definitely just shooting it, like just, you know what I mean, just going back and forth. And that's what I like. I like content that's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even shout out to Bea, who else are people that shout out to? I can't forget. Shout out to Chesapeake Cheesesteaks. The people who are on campus that are like, they want to make content. They make real content, and it's like for the people that are from like the school community, they understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this year I kind of taken this more seriously, so I have been out making content with Bea. It's so fun. I love making those types of videos, and I as much as I love doing podcasts, I've also grown to like doing other things like pranks and like trolling and everything. Yeah. So I know he had reached out and we kind of talked about it, and we've started to make different videos together, and it's been fun. Like there's so much you can do on social media to get your name out there, and it's just like you kind of dip your foot into these different things. Yeah. Like obviously my podcast is the main thing that I post now, but I want to get into making baseball videos. I want to get into making prank videos and everything, and that's kind of where he stepped in and like invited me to go do different videos with him. So it's definitely been fun, and I've definitely noticed that there's a lot more content creators on this campus than I ever thought. Like just from starting my own, like I post about it and there's people that see it and they're like, oh yeah, like you should reach out to him, he does it. Like there are people that I necessarily might not have ever talked to, but the content creation kind of brought us together. So it's the perfect connection, and that it just goes back to the thing of not really talking to many people. This kind of brings everyone together. You can kind of bounce ideas off of each other, film together, and it's just like you're building your personal brand up with other people. And it's so simple as like they live in the same building as you. Why not kind of make that and kind of run with it? For sure.
Oh, that was a great answer. He's media trained, guys. That was a great answer. My second question is, so for anybody who's looking to start a podcast, maybe me, but if anyone's looking to start a podcast, what are 3 rules that you would say like, yes, like to get it in full motion?
So I think the first one is very big, is you got to just get out there and do it. Okay. There's going to be people that are going to say you can't do it. Like they don't believe in you, but the only way you're going to prove them wrong is by actually getting out there and putting yourself out there and creating it. That's definitely the hardest thing that I've learned is like, people are always going to be either in your corner or against you. Mm-hmm. You got to kind of just put all of that aside and stay true to yourself and just go out and do it. The second thing is consistency. Obviously, like you can see, like there's people, like I make content every day, and it's whether it gets posted or not, like it's still there. But that's one thing that we learned is our consistency at the beginning. Like we've been doing this for over a year now. Our consistency at the beginning started off pretty good. Mm-hmm. We were able to film certain days and post it. Now it's like, and then we took like a longer break, which life got in the way and everything, baseball, everything like that. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, I'm finding those ways to kind of bring everything together. So now we're posting more consistently. Like we've been filming a ton of different podcasts, a ton of different videos, kind of that way. If there is like a week that you need to take off, like you have all that content and you're still pushing it out there constantly. And the third one I would say is like just getting out there and posting. Like you have to almost post all the time. Like you can post the same clip 10 times. Like at some point it's going to blow up and everyone's going to see it. But like maybe the other 9 times they're not seeing it, but it takes that one time that it changes your life forever. And that's definitely what I've noticed is like I'll post videos, like it could get 10 views. It's like, okay, what did I do there? How can I improve it? And then the next video, like I posted a TikTok the one day, it was like, it got maybe 500 views, and like, that's pretty good because I don't have a large following on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Then the next day I posted another video and I think it got like, I think it's up to like 18K views. Mm-hmm. It was a simple concept that people saw and loved. So it's like, once you get out there and post constantly, it's like people are going to remember it. And then at some point in their life, it could come up and be like, oh man, I just saw that video like a while ago. And it's like, it's all about getting out there and putting it out there. Like it's definitely a big thing. Like, sometimes it can get annoying. Like I could post like 20 different things on my story. One thing catches on, great. But you're still getting out there, showing people what you're doing. It's going to catch on at some point. And that's kind of what we learned from like ourselves and our personal experience, and also from our guests that we've had on, is like, they're always saying those 3 things are key. And it's now being in the kind of like the same thing as them. Like you have to stay consistent. You have to do the content. There are days you're not going to want to do it. You kind of have to push yourself to get out there and post it. And then you also kind of have to be quote unquote annoying with it. Like you have to
Yeah.
get your stuff out there. People aren't going to see it unless you get it out there. So you post, like we could post, I could clip a podcast up and make like 20 different clips. If I post each clip, it might not be the best, but if I post the same clip so many times, it, like I said, it's going to catch on. So I think those are the 3 key things to getting into podcasts and like the whole social media realm, because like there's millions of people posting. You got to kind of find what you're looking to do with it and roll with it. Like you can make similar videos to other people. Like you can look up to people. Like I look up to Nelk and I see their videos. You can ultimately use an idea, but you kind of have to put your own spin on it. You can't just try to copy someone and think that you're going to get the same success they did. You kind of have to take it and run with it as your own. You can't be like that person that blew up. Like you can't, like I couldn't be like the Hawk Tuah girl. I can't just go randomly say that. Like it's already, she's already built her name on that. You got to find something that works for you that you think can blow up, and maybe it doesn't blow up. That's the other thing, is like you're gonna fail. You're never gonna have, until you build that base and like build that really big following, you're gonna have failures in it. It's a very hard world. Like as easy as it is to make content, there are a lot of hardships that come with it. And I think like, yeah, you see like all these big YouTubers and big people doing social media. At one point in their life, I can almost guarantee they had a loss that they thought was really going to blow up, and it just didn't. It's sometimes the crazy ideas that you have are the ones that really take off. And it's just like you got to find yourself as a content creator to know and stick to yourself and just kind of push that content out.
For sure. Look, I need to hear that though. Because this is definitely something I want to do. Like, you know, just making like a free form type of space for people to have conversation, people from different walks of life. Because, you know, like me and you, like athletes, I know athletes, but I also just know regular people who have stories that are interesting. Because it's like, the one thing I always tell people is like, you know, without you, there is no me. Because it's like, me being on here is one thing as me being me, but you know, there's always like, not even that I'm not here for a reason, but it's like, you know, there's people out there that really like, yo, you know?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own unique story, and until you really learn about them, you're never going to know it. That's another thing I love about the podcast. Like I can look at someone and be like, okay, like I pretty much know a lot about them. Like for you, example, I knew you from campus, everything like that. We talked. But without this, I wouldn't have, I mean, it probably would happen at some point, but it wouldn't have been as formal, and like I wouldn't have really got to know who you are. And that's the great thing about social media. Like there are goods and bads of social media. Like I personally hate social media, but it's something I do every day now. But it also helps me get to know more people. Yeah,
you're learning the positive aspect of it. Also, I graduated with a degree in communications, public relations, and advertising. So I'm already knowing. That was one of the biggest things right now is, you know, everything was from on paper to digital. So it's like now everything, we're starting to understand the digital space a lot more. So it's like, that's the biggest thing. And that's the main thing that social media, to be social with your group of people. But, you know, people get famous from it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's great when you're famous, but it does take a lot of work, and it's definitely a hard thing to get into. Yeah. So like, I mean, I talked to a friend that I graduated in high school with. Like, I wasn't necessarily close with him, but he called me and he asked kind of similar questions to you, like how do I get into it, everything like that. And he struggled with the aspect of posting all the time and like getting out there because he was worried about what other people think. You got to kind of put that aside and realize not everyone's going to love what you put out. Like you got to know that if you believe in yourself, you're already so far ahead of so many other people. And just like doing the work and putting it in, it's going to pay off at some point. But if you believe in yourself, even if you're getting 10 views, like you're putting it out there because you enjoy it. Like you started somewhere, you believed in yourself. It's going to pay off in the long run. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about life, everything like that. So I encourage everyone to get on social media and just start it. Like, even if it's just like a simple TikTok, like you can make a 10-second TikTok, you post it, good. Maybe it doesn't get what you thought. You're still out there.
Also, I've been slacking on that too. We got to do a poll if I should start making TikToks again. I don't know. I feel like my TikToks weren't legendary. I feel like they just was like funny.
They were pretty fire. You definitely gotta get back on that. They were great. But it's definitely, I mean, I definitely encourage you to get out there and make more content. And like you said, like you want to start a podcast, do it. You have all the resources you pretty much need. You have a phone, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all you really need. Like, yeah, you don't need these fancy mics. You don't need all this. If you have an iPhone, that's the biggest thing. Like, I'm using an iPhone to record. The video comes out great. You don't need to have mics to talk. You have the biggest part of social media is something to record with. You can pretty much do that with any idea you have. Like, even if it's just you sitting in your room talking to it, you're making content right there with what you have. You don't need these $1,000 like mics. Like, obviously these aren't $1,000, but like you don't need like the high tech mics.
These are definitely calm mics though. Like, even on Chesapeake Cheesesteaks, bro. Like, it's like, damn, like it's y'all make it. It's not make it look easy, but it's like it's obtainable. Like, it's just knowing the steps of A, B, and C. You know.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing that I learned from one of my better friends from home. He had done content all through high school, everything like that. Yeah, I will be the first to say I made jokes about his content. They were funny, everything, but like I respected that he was doing it. Like, and I told him that all the time. Like, yeah, we could make jokes with each other, but at the same time, I respected him and what he did. And now he has a good following. He's continuing to do it. But the number one advice that he gave us is like, you don't need the top dollar things to start anything. Okay. You can work with what you have, and as you increase like your following and your like income and everything, then you can kind of worry about the higher price tag things. But you don't need the top tier recording or mics or anything like that to kind of get started. It's just all about having that vision, putting the vision into a plan, and achieving that plan right away.
Okay.
So it does seem like it's a difficult process, but it's really not once you get started. Like, when we started this, like I was nervous, and I will admit I was nervous to talk in front of a camera. Now it's just so easy to talk and like find conversation and everything that it just comes so easy, so fast. Yeah. Like it's just all, like I said, it's all about getting started. And once you do it, like you're going to get the hang of it, and it's just going to be like a normal thing. Just like walking, like you learn to walk. You've been walking for how many years now? True. Like once you you got your first steps in, that's the hardest part, is getting those first steps in. Once you do it after that, it's just kind of like a muscle memory. So you can kind of relate that to content, where it's just, you kind of dip your foot into what you want to do, and you just keep at it. Like you're going to excel at it at some point, whether it takes a year or it takes 20 years. Like at some point you're going to see the progress you're making, and you have to kind of enjoy the little achievements that you have. And that's what it's all about. And then, I mean, it relates back to life. You have those little achievements, you're going to build yourself a great future and everything.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So that's all your questions?
Yeah, because that's my main thing. Is like, I wanted to come, give my little 3 cents a game, but what you're doing is actually building something. So it's like, why would I not come and ask the questions that, that I have, but I know a lot of people may have. So
yeah, I mean, you have my Snap, you have pretty much all my social medias. Yeah. You can text me at any point with any questions. Any of our viewers can text us with any questions. I'm happy to answer it, kind of guide you in the right direction. I'm not this big influencer yet. I want to be, but I'm not. But I can still kind of give you advice that I've learned so far, and like help you apply it to yourself. Yeah. So
it's like we said off camera, like I said off camera, it's like you gotta pass the torch to stay lit.
For real. No, that's a great quote. But yeah, everyone that's trying to get into content, you just got to start doing it. And I want to thank Snacks for coming on. Great podcast, bro.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed this. We're definitely gonna have to run this back at some point.
For sure. Get both y'all in the room.
For real.
We just just talk, because like you said, you're keeping it under the time that we're keeping it under. But I definitely want to come back, and hopefully by that time, I'm gonna have my own podcast. Have y'all come on.
Yeah, no, it'd be great. His socials will be somewhere on the screen. Check him out. I know he's gonna start making some fire TikToks again. He's gonna come out with a successful podcast. You gotta stay tuned for that. But just go give him a follow and kind of watch as he grows in his journey in life. And I just want to thank you again for coming on. It was great.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the opportunity to be on the platform. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.